Excellent question. The question I got that I wanted to answer today was describe your best and worst boss. So that's similar to somebody asking you, what don't you like about your job? So listen, here's a principle of job interviews. Never say anything negative about yourself, about a company, about any other individual, a previous boss, a coworker, an interviewer, anyone. Don't say anything negative because the moment you do, you lose. If they say, so thank you for coming in. I've got your resume here. It looks really good. You look very qualified. So describe your worst boss. And you say, oh, my worst boss, let me tell you, it was this particular individual and they were a jerk and they were abusive and they were angry all the time and they micromanaged me and they were an absolute displeasure to work with. They were off-putting. They yelled constantly and nothing was ever good enough for them. And I left my job because of that person. They were terrible. You've already lost because what you've done is, you see, they don't know you and you're making a first impression. This is their first time ever meeting you and they're trying to get to know what you're like. Well, you've just signaled to them that you're the type of person that will badmouth someone behind their back. You're also someone that has a problem with their previous boss. Now, recruiters are taught when they study HR, they go and get like an HR certificate. They are taught a basic principle, which is that past behavior predicts future behavior. This is what they're taught. You and I know that that's not always true. It's true sometimes, but not always. So based on this reasoning, if you had a problem with a previous boss and you could not work with them and it was a big problem for you, chances are if they were to hire you, then you would have a problem with your new boss in this job. That's what it's telling them. That's what they're getting out of your response. So a good response, if they said, who is your worst boss? They're trying to bait you. They're trying to trap you. So the best way to wriggle out of that is to say, well, my last boss, it's not that they were bad. They weren't really bad. We were actually friends. What I will say about them is that they were very demanding. They were probably the most demanding boss I've ever had. Now, it actually worked out okay because I rose to the challenge and I had to do a lot of work. A lot more work than I've ever done before. Do you realize how I'm talking now about how good I am and not giving them reasons to not like me? I'm actually using this as a platform to talk about my strengths. Back into it. They got me to do a lot more work than I ever had. I worked harder than I ever did before. I didn't know I could work that hard. I didn't know I could do my regular data entry job, but also have to manage a team of people. I had to manage all the new employees and train them and conduct tours of the facility. I didn't know I could do that stuff. I've never been trained. It was never part of the job description, but I did it. And actually, you know what? I'm quite happy that I did. So it's actually kind of a good thing in a way that the boss was a little bit demanding because I learned a hell of a lot and I actually like doing that stuff now. You could go on and on. You could say, if ever that happens again, I'm ready. I'm ready to conduct tours. I'm ready to onboard employees. And I'm open-minded enough now to take on duties outside of my original job duties. For me, it's not a problem because I've done it before quite successfully. So you don't fall into their trap. They're wanting to get the dirt on you. They're giving you rope to hang yourself. They're saying, tell me about your worst boss, hoping that you'll dish. And you wriggle out of it. I mean, this is how this stuff goes. They're paid to try and peel back the layers and get past all the canned answers and find out what you really think, what you're really like. Don't play the game.